Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to this brief series that I am sharing with you about our creative workshop called Light the Path. And so thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing this time and this opportunity with you. Thank you for watching yesterday. If you haven't seen it yet, there is a part 1 of this series, and so yesterday I shared a video with you about mainly focusing on how each one of us is on our own unique emotional journey. Just like we're on a spiritual journey, we're on a physical journey, we're on health journeys, and these journeys go on whether we're consciously aware of that or not. And we become consciously aware of our emotional journey when we feel like things are out of sorts or things are out of control, when we're faced with difficult circumstances, when we're having to say no to things. And we learned yesterday that emotions are actually a human response. And today we're going to find out, and we're going to talk about how Light the Path is a compassionate response to our emotional needs. And so what happened for me was when I began to disclose and when I began to really confront my own emotions and what my emotional responses were, what my triggers were, what my trauma was, when I really began to embrace that and confront that and sit with that, it shredded me into pieces. I knew that things were out of control for me. I felt like I didn't know from one day to the next whether I was going to be happy or angry or explosive or disconnected. Nothing seemed to make any sense. And for a long time, I carried a degree of shame and devaluing in myself. And my very wise therapist, she said to me when I was at the very rock bottom, she said to me, Theresa, what is it that you have an interest in or that you love to do that gets you out of bed in the mornings? And this was five or so years ago now. And the answer was, without hesitation, was art and scrapbooking and being creative and being able to make things and being able to come into my studio space and have a degree of control over what happens here in the creative process. And she said to me, then you go home and you do that. We'll work on the hard stuff here in therapy, and you go home and you make pretty things. And I came to realize over the years that making those pretty things was an amazing grounding practice. And so what happens when you come to recognize your emotional being and you begin to be intentional about your emotional journey in life, you have to balance being able to recognize what it is that you struggle with, but also being able to recognize your inherent strengths and values. And creativity is an amazing way to bring that out. It's an amazing way to express the things that are inside of you that you may not know how to express. And it's a fantastic way to remind yourself every day that you are okay. Some form of art practice every day to remind yourself that you are an amazing human being, and to grow to love yourself. And Light the Path came out of that. Light the Path was created in order to be a compassionate response. Do the hard work in your therapy sessions, right? and work through the challenges and the struggles that you have there, and then come home and create art that is affirming of you and that helps you to feel better. I talk to survivors and hear from survivors every day that talk about how difficult the healing process is, how hard it is to recognize your value when you're having to look at the difficult circumstances that have happened to you in your life, whatever those circumstances look like. I've had people ask me. I've had people say to me, Theresa, I didn't go through what you went through. Like, what happened to me wasn't near as bad as what happened to you. And I always love when someone comes to me and says that, because it's an opportunity to validate your experience, no matter what it looked like. You know, the old saying that there's always going to be someone who had it worse than you. There's always going to be someone who has it better than you. But acknowledging and validating what it meant for you is the whole important pathway. And when we sit with that and we really look at what happened to us and we validate what happened to us, apart from what anyone else says about what happened, when we hold that and when we look at that and we sit with that, then we're able to fully acknowledge the impact, and we're able to begin expressing and processing that impact. And art is a gateway. It opens up ways of expressing things that we might not have words for. There are things that happen to me that I don't have words for. But what I do have the ability to do is to reaffirm and find the value in my own self for who I am today. And you have that opportunity too. And that is where Light the Path comes in. That is where we are able to make a difference, no matter what your experiences looked like. This is an opportunity to connect with who you are at your core. And so I'm going to talk more about that hopefully tomorrow, and talk with you about the path of healing is the path of self-love. That's where we're going to go with this tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate so much the questions that you've been asking, and thank you for joining us on this journey. Let me know what you would like to hear about Light the Path or about emotional journeys. If you have any questions at all, I would love to hear from you. Be sure to like this video and share it with your friends that you think might be interested in a workshop like this. We would love to have you join us, and would love to be able to support you on your journey of self-love. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.